Whether you're dreaming of becoming a lead teacher, stepping into your first director role, or leading a thriving childcare program of your own, you don't have to figure it out alone. Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, where leadership coach, speaker, co-author, and multi-center owner Erica Saccoccio shares the wisdom she's gained from decades of leading successful early childhood programs and developing future leaders. Each episode is designed to help you use your voice, lead with confidence, build a positive workplace culture, and become the kind of leader your team is excited to follow. Expect real talk, big laughs, bold leadership truth, practical strategies, and the encouragement to believe in yourself every step of the way. Because when Erica teaches leadership, she's teaching what she's lived. The Child Care Director's Chair is proudly sponsored by Watch Me Grow, supporting childcare leaders with innovative technology that helps build stronger programs and stronger family connections. Together, they believe leadership isn't a title, it's an action. Pull up your chair, future leader. Here's Erica Saccoccio.
Hey guys, it's Erica here with the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. I am so excited. I am here day 2 in Chicago at the Family Childcare Association's National Conference. And I have just been really loving hanging out with all of these family providers. And then I found some family providers who have a podcast. So, naturally, I had to say, please come on over to my mic. So today I am interviewing them. Here's what I'm going to say. What if the most important classroom in early childhood education wasn't inside a school building at all? Today, we're stepping outside of the world in to take a look at the family childcare, a place where educators wear every hat imaginable. They're the teacher, the director, the cook, curriculum coordinator, and enrollment specialist. Oh, and don't forget, maintenance team and accountant, and often the person reading the last story at the end of the night. Running a family childcare business is unlike any other leadership role in early childhood education. And today's guests know that better than anyone. They're the host of the growing podcast, the Daycare Sisters, and they share real-life, unfiltered conversations about life inside family childcare homes, the victories, the struggles, and the funny moments, and the lessons that they've learned along the way. So whether you lead a center, you own a program, you work at a family childcare program, or you're simply just passionate about the work that our profession does, this conversation is going to remind us that although our settings may look different, our mission is usually the same. So let's jump into today's episode. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi, thank you.
So who do we have here? Who and who?
I'm Erin. And I'm Brandy.
Okay. And what city are you guys from again?
We are from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay. So I absolutely love the opportunity to hop on your podcast. So for those of you who want to check me out, make sure you check them out. You guys can be found on YouTube and where else?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All your favorite listening platforms.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. So what inspired the Daycare Sisters?
Her husband, actually.
Okay.
Oddly enough. We are real sisters, and we live about half a mile from each other.
Okay.
We have our own in-home daycares, and we talk pretty much every day, just on the phone, all the time, about our daycare, parents, about the kids, the rules, the regulations, we talk about it all. And her husband said, why don't we just put a microphone in front?
Genius idea.
Yeah. So that's how it all started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bet there's probably at least 100 or more sisters listening to this episode right now. So most of us, again, no matter if you have a center or a family home, many, many times we're working with family, husband, sister, mother, all of it.
Yeah.
So was there a moment that maybe that you could think of, that came to mind that you said, hey, I think family childcare providers really need a space where they can be seen and heard? I mean, I know you said the husband said, oh, throw a mic between you as a joke, but what really made you think, you know what? Yeah, that's actually a really great idea.
The isolation. Yeah. As a family childcare provider, you are by yourself most of the day with a bunch of little kids, and there's no adult conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think from talking, we have each other to talk to on the phone.
Yeah.
And we realized how important that is, just to have each other.
Yeah.
That we can call, and we understand what we're going through.
Yes.
And we kind of realized not everybody has that. So maybe we can help provide some of that community
Yeah,
and help with the
absolutely.
isolation. And so that's part.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to come to events like this too, to network with other family providers and be able to say, hey, like be part of my tribe. Like let's call each other,
Yeah.
when it's tough. Many of the listeners on my show typically tend to be center directors and owners. For someone who has never worked inside of a family childcare home, what would surprise them the most about your day?
Yeah. We came from centers. So moving from a center, so we kind of did that, right?
Yep.
So we started in a center and moved to in-home. And I think it's how the isolation is a big thing. Yeah.
Yep.
That's surprising because you don't really think about that. And just all the jobs, like you listed,
Yeah.
all the jobs that we have to do, we're responsible for. And I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is.
I can imagine.
For cooking, cleaning, changing diapers. You are doing it all in one day. And sometimes that's unclogging a toilet and, all of those other little features. That
Yeah. Features. I love it. Features and benefits. Grab the plunger.
Yeah, actually, one of my little side stories. See, we do this little
Yeah.
side stories.
Yeah.
One of my daycare boys was going to the bathroom, and he comes out and he's like, "There's water," and I went in there, and the I don't know what happened, but water spraying everywhere
Oh, no.
from like the toilet on the wall, and so. But almost thank God he was in there because I was able to turn it off. And
jeez.
her husband came over quickly because we live so close. And he said if that would have gone for 5 minutes, your whole basement would have been flooded.
Oh, no. Little kid to the rescue.
Yeah, exactly. So we're doing that too. We're, managing the maintenance and
Yeah.
the hopefully not flooding.
Yes.
and honestly, the parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parents are a big thing that I think people don't realize. That you have to be the director.
Yep.
Too. You have to late payments. You're in charge of.
Yeah.
You have to talk to them about if they're late showing up. You're the one that has to be in charge of that.
Yeah. So your classroom is literally your home. How do you create boundaries between business and personal life?
Ooh, this is a better question. I have a door. My space is a little bit separated, so I am able to shut the door at the end of the night, or if I'm sick and I need a day off, I have a door for me. But yours is more integrated.
Yeah, mine is my home.
Yeah.
She has a bigger space
Sure.
and kind of her home.
Got it.
And mine is just all in my home. I have put I do a lot of totes and shelving and trying to keep. I can close the
Closet
or
Yep.
stuff like that, or put it in a drawer and shut it away. I do have a basement, and I have a lot of the daycare stuff in the basement, so I can shut that door.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So with toys and stuff, that's how I create those boundaries.
For us, it's about being kind of minimalists in a way too, because you don't need as much stuff as people think for an in-home daycare.
Sure.
And if you can put it away, then you doesn't feel like you're at work all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But it is a big struggle.
Yeah.
Sure. I bet. People often assume that running a family childcare program is just babysitting, but we know that that is far from reality. What do you wish the general public better understood about your profession?
I think it's a business. We are running our business. We have to do our own bookkeeping and accounting. It's not just kids show up and we watch them and go home.
Yeah.
We actually, there's rules, and we have, the state comes out and checks our home extensively. So,
Yeah.
we have to have, everything has to be in order. We have to know everything.
Yeah.
And that's not even to do with the kids. Obviously there's curriculum and there's the education and just learning about milestones and things like that with the kids. But outside of that, it's a business.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're doing. You have to set your prices. You have to know
Yeah.
how to do all of that. It's way more than just watching.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, I would say that if a parent is 5 minutes late for us, it affects our whole day, our whole week, our month, because 5 minutes for one family is probably no big deal. But 5 minutes for us, I mean, we're doing this 50 hours a week out of our home.
Yeah. So let's talk leadership, because whether somebody has 6 kids or 6 classrooms, they're still leading. So what leadership skills have you developed simply by running your own business?
A backbone, a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly. Yeah.
Because you have to. I mean, you have to be able to talk to these parents and say, this is my rule, and we got to try to stick to it. I am not as good at it as she is. But it's tough.
Yeah.
It is really hard, especially because you're kind of a secondary family.
For sure.
And then to have to say, hey, you're late on payment. You are showing up late too many times. It's to have to stand up for yourself to people that you consider like a secondary family.
Yeah. I think too, honestly, as a center owner, I would say, as weird as it sounds, and maybe it's because we're a mom and pop, it's kind of the same for us too.
Yeah.
You know, I have kids that I've had since they were infants, and now they're school age, and you kind of can't keep paying me late. I understand you got bills, so do I, and I'm one of those bills that you have, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is not unique to family childcare.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's just something we all struggle with. So family childcare providers wear so many hats. If you could hand off one responsibility tomorrow, what would it be?
Well, I kind of have.
Okay.
So I am not a food person. I just don't really want to do much with food. So my husband used to work all the time, travel for work. He was gone all the time. He's actually been home now helping with my daycare. And so I have put him in charge of all the food, and it is amazing. That was the one thing, because I was getting really burnt out.
Sure.
Really, really burnt out. And I had to think of, what can I do? I need to take something off my plate. And it's not just, go take a bath. Go, do this 15 minutes of self-care. I actually had to get rid of something big.
Yeah.
And one whole category. I had to get rid of an entire thing. And I put him in charge of, he meal plans. He goes to the grocery. He preps the food. He makes the food. He cleans up. He does the dishes. I do nothing. Food. If the kids come up, if our own kids are, I'm hungry and it's, before dinner, just before dinner, I'm like, you'll go talk to Dad. I'm not doing.
I'm laughing because in my house, Mr. Saccoccio is the cook. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I would say cleaning, because
it's a lot.
It's
nonstop. It's nonstop.
It really is. There's always something to clean.
Yeah. So advocacy has become such an important topic across early childhood education. They talked a lot about it this morning in the panel. What does advocacy look like for family childcare providers?
Ooh. This one's tough because every state is so different. And I think that for us, really, it's just standing up and knowing that we are speaking up for other providers and hoping that other providers can gain some knowledge with what we're talking about. We did do a big conversation on maternity leave, because we really feel that providers should have more maternity leave, and moms should be able to stay home a little longer with their kids.
Yeah.
Because it's just so hard for us as family childcare providers to take a 7-week-old infant when that baby should be with mom.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Again, maybe because I'm a small center. So this just happened in our family.
Okay.
So my daughter and my son-in-law just got a newborn baby from foster care. They're foster parents.
Yeah.
The baby was a NICU.
Okay.
3.5 pounds, little baby.
Yeah.
Was in the hospital for a little bit. When the baby got released, we were short-staffed. I could not let her take time out. I was like, I need you to work for the next couple weeks. And she's like, but Mom, she's like, by law, I am entitled to be out. And I'm like, honey, you're right. So what happened, as soon as summer camp hit, in the preschool, it slows down quite a bit, right? she's out now on that family leave. But she had to work with me for a couple of weeks. And that was the owner's kid. Like, she still had to come in. But yeah, so it really, that's a real thing, and it affects all of us. Sometimes if you don't have enough staff, and if you're the only staff, right?
Yeah.
Or you don't have enough staff and you have a baby, like, yeah, you really can be really stuck. So that's an important conversation for sure. What are some of the biggest challenges you're seeing in the family childcare community right now? Is it like staffing, regulations, funding, mental health, enrollment, work-life balance, like
everything?
all of
Right.
Right.
We do it all. So
Yes.
it just
Everything. I think right now in Minnesota, we're going through regulation change. So I guess that's what we're is a big challenge.
Sure.
Just for us personally right now.
but also burnout and mental
Yeah.
health,
Sure.
because it is so common for providers to get burnt out.
Mhm.
And not take care of themselves. I think that's a big, because we are caretakers.
Yeah.
And it's hard for all caretakers in any field to remember you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But I think that,
That really is the biggest one.
Yeah.
and I think that causes a lot of burnout. You just keep pushing.
Yeah.
And then
Yep. Until you crash.
until you crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that seems like a perfect time to plug in. So everybody who's listening, if you do not tune in to Best Practices Unveiled by Annette Eberhardt, who talks about self-care all of the time for educators, you need to pop on over. She is on YouTube. She'll be on all the listening platforms really soon, maybe before we leave Chicago. But she is definitely on YouTube. Find her channel, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's talk about state-funded pre-K. Every state seems to have an approach that's a little bit different. How has that maybe impacted you? Have you seen more opportunities or more challenges, or a combination of both?
We haven't really seen it much. I think, I don't know how, 10 years ago? I don't remember how long ago it was. Minnesota was pushing for the universal
Mm-hmm.
pre-K, and it got shot down.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
don't really have a
Not the
lot
same. Okay.
there.
It is different.
They are doing more, I think they're doing like in our area anyways, they are just starting this all day pre-K in the schools. And
Okay.
that's just rolling out like this next year.
Yeah.
But you have to pay for it
Okay.
still.
So that's not going to affect you
It's
guys.
a little cheaper, and for my school, my kids' elementary school, so they would be in the same elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
We're an early start school, so it's done at 2:00. Our elementary school's over at 2:00, so
Okay.
they still would have nowhere to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they can ride the bus. So I actually had one half day last year that rode the bus, went
Sure.
preschool, and then came
Wrap around. Yeah.
after. So they still needed
Yeah.
care. It didn't really affect me at all.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
So,
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. And I do think, I mean, although it is impacting some areas quite a bit, I do think that we have strength with the adaptability, whether you're a center or a family home provider, because we do offer year round. We do offer, like, what, are you going to quit your job in the summer when schools are closed? Or I'm in Rhode Island, it snows every other week. Like, there's not consistency of education, because I'm not going to say care, because we're educators, really.
Yeah.
It's not consistency. And then you have different teachers, and just like there's a lot of things that happen when they go outside of the space that's been caring for them for the last, 100 years.
And in our area, parents are, pre-K it's only like 8 to
Right.
2 or whatever.
So I'm saying it's not realistic for working families.
Parents
Yeah.
cannot drive their kids.
And
So,
in Minnesota, I think partly they
Sorry.
increased the ratio up to it starts next year, in a year from now, where we can take more infants and toddlers.
Yeah.
Now, I think up to 6
Yeah.
for some licenses. So that's still, you could actually take more of the younger ones.
Yeah.
And,
So
and be almost full anyway.
there's going to be that push, I think, across the country. I think we're all pretty aware that infant and toddlers, and they have to make those changes, because no business, the way it is now, the model now, no business would be able to survive on that very small ratio with that, limited amount of funds coming in. There's no way.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to figure out, how do we do both? How do we make sure we still have that economic driving going on, families who are having infants, because infants are not going to school.
Yeah.
I mean, I still even worry just about some things like when I think about 3-year-olds, right? 3-year-olds go to school on what? A bus? Buses that don't have seatbelts. Like, there's just a lot of things. I mean, you see things now where school-age kids, I don't need to be scary, but school-age kids that are fall asleep on a bus and then they don't catch it.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when you have a 3-year-old on a bus? Like, I just think there's a lot of things that haven't really been thought through in the practicality of the delivery of 1,000 3-year-olds going to school.
Right now, our school buses, an adult has to be at the bus stop to get the child off the bus. I think even in kindergarten.
Yeah, kindergarten, yeah.
And so the preschool kids and the kindergartners, there has to be an adult there, and the bus driver does make sure that at least the younger kids.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like logistically, I don't think everything has been rolled out correct. Yeah. What would you like policymakers to understand before creating new early childhood policies that affect family child care centers or homes?
This is our home.
Yeah.
Too. Yes. And really, first and foremost, it is our home. It is really hard sometimes, especially with the so we have licensors that come out to check our homes, and sometimes they can be inconsistent. So one licensor can say that's fine, and one licensor can say that's not. And it's really hard for us to know which one is fine, especially if you change. I've had a recent change
of worker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it was fine with my last licensor, and then it wasn't fine, but I didn't know that. Yeah. So it just, the consistency would be nice. Yep. And
that's for all licensing workers, guys.
Yeah.
No matter who you are monitoring. That is not unique to you guys. I'm just letting you know, not unique.
Yeah.
Not unique. So I have a story of, I had a worker who, we have baseboard heat, and the worker said, "Oh, I don't really like that because it's metal. They could put their hand, they could get caught." So they said, "Can you make some modification of it?" I said, "Okay." I called the contractor. He covered all of our baseboards with wood so the kids couldn't touch it.
Yeah.
New worker came and said, "What is that?" I said, "Covering. I don't like that." I said, "Oh, no. You guys are the ones that said I had to cover it up.
Yeah.
And I paid to have it done. Now a year later, you want me to take it off." So, document.
That's what
document.
So I actually emailed my licensor and asked for specifics when she changed something. And I was like, "Okay, this is what we're doing, right?" And she wrote it in the email. So now I have email proof.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And you also have to know your regulations. And I would say this is probably the best piece of advice I would ever give to anybody after 27 years. Know your regulations. And when they tell you something, have a copy of your regulations and say, "Can you show me what page that's on?
Yeah.
Please show me."
Yeah.
Right. And then if it's there, then you read through it together.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's their interpretation of something. Right.
Yeah.
And if it isn't written, then it isn't the law. It isn't a regulation. It's your opinion. That's how you like it. You have to just really be aware of it, because I had a worker that one time would make up these things. I'm like, "What page is that on?"
Yeah.
And she told my sister one time, "I'm not working with your sister anymore. She's difficult." I'm like, "I'm not difficult. I'm educated.
Yeah.
I have knowledge of what is the regulation and what isn't."
Yeah.
I'd say one thing that I always say, and I really wanted to say it in the panel this morning, but as early childhood educators, I think that we're stronger when we stop competing and start collaborating. How do you think family childcare providers in center-based programs can better support one another?
Oh. I think we have had some people that we've talked about family child care, and they've almost centers go do this way. Centers are maybe just not, we don't need to be against each other.
Sure.
It needs to be a work together.
We can,
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now that they said something, but it was we're speaking for all of us. So this isn't just we don't need to. Yeah, specifically, we're not necessarily specifically talking, because we work in centers too.
Yeah.
So
I think at this time, I don't think that there's ever been more of a time to collaborate, especially if we're looking as a country at a mixed model for preschool.
Yeah.
Like we absolutely, as women business owners, have to be on the same team, and we can't just have like these silos of we're fighting for family childcare, we're fighting for centers, we're fighting for, Head Start, and we're fighting for, we got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We have to we're fighting for children,
Right.
families, and don't forget educators
Yeah.
and business owners. Because a lot of times we're not part of that either. It's
Right.
families and communities and children. And educators.
Yeah.
And educators. And I think we have to be real loud about that message. And I don't think that we're.
Yes, we were just talking to providers and they were from Nebraska. And they were saying, even if you're a grandma watching your grandkids, everyone should be working. Everyone should be included.
And have the resources and the networking for
Absolutely.
everyone.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So for someone listening today who's thinking about opening up a family childcare business, what's one piece of advice that you wish someone had gave you on day one?
Have your policies set before you open.
Mm.
And make sure that you are really, talk to a lot of other providers to get ideas.
Yeah.
In case, if you need help with your policies, there are so many providers out there on social media, especially, that will help you with those rules.
Yeah, make sure you have, because sometimes you don't know what to always put in your policy or what's going to come up or what you might.
What's realistic, what you can enforce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is good to talk to others so you can have people make sure you put this in, make sure you put this in. So yeah, we had someone call about terminating and we were like, what's in your policy? What's your termination policy? So it's make sure you have all, you might not be thinking of that when you're starting, but you want to make sure you have those in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So your podcast shares so many real life moments. What's been your favorite episode that you've recorded so far?
Oh my gosh, I think we talked about that and I can't remember. I actually really liked, so we just started taking callers.
Okay.
And so we have
That's fun. Yeah.
voice. They just on the voicemail. They leave a voicemail and then we listen to it and then talk about it.
Love it. That's awesome.
I actually think that last one was my favorite.
Yeah.
So it is a more recent one, but it was my favorite.
We have a text the show option, similar.
Oh, yeah.
But that's cool though that you have a little voice. You can play the message. Yeah, that was so fun. So fun. So have there been any conversations that even surprised you?
Yes and no, because some of it, we end up not putting on because we're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have.
Not touching that. Okay, fair.
Well, some people just really get heated in a topic, and then we're like, okay, no, wait, we thought too much.
Yeah.
And some of it is because we are sisters, we will everything, we talk about everything.
We ramble a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay. People are tuning in, so obviously they like it. What's something that brings you joy every single day in your program?
Oh, I have a little guy who comes in and hugs me every morning. And it's just one of those where he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he only does it when Dad brings him in.
Oh.
But I love it because it's just like, oh, you're hugging me today. That's great. I love it.
I like actually putting the kids down for nap now. I know obviously it's nap time, yay. But when we put them down, we have to tuck them in and they all have to say goodnight to us. And I've had one little boy that says, "Good night, Miss Sarah, and I love you."
Oh God, who can't? Yeah. Those are the benefits, not the toilet.
So the nap time's like, night. And my husband is there now too. So he has to come down and tuck them in and they say goodnight to him too.
So cute.
So,
I love that. It's awesome. All right. So I know I asked you really hard-hitting questions. These are going to be the toughest questions of all. One-word answers if you can. You ready? Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee.
Favorite children's book?
Goodnight Opus.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
You got one?
I don't know. I don't. Oh, you know what? I do. Big Red Barn.
Okay.
My kids love that one.
Okay. Favorite sensory activity?
Oh, I actually like sand buckets.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, outside.
Outside sand buckets. Okay.
Sand buckets. Play-Doh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best age group.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know.
Because I do like the toddlers.
Okay.
And I like the infants and toddlers.
Well, yeah.
You know what? I like kindergarten.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know about toddlers. Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
I'm a night owl now.
Okay. Favorite holiday activity?
Oh. Oh my gosh, one. I like trick-or-treating.
Okay.
That's a good one. We watch White Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
every
That's a good one too.
Thanksgiving.
We go to their house and watch.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
one. That is,
Yeah, that is our kickoff to Christmas.
Yeah.
and
I
we
get it.
decorate their Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And that's a good one.
Well, you were smart. Come to my house. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Most used phrase during the day.
Most you.
Stop touching your friends.
Yeah.
Get off the bookshelf. One word to describe family childcare.
One word, huh? That's a tough one. I don't know if I can think of one word because there's so many different aspects to it.
I would say loving.
Yeah.
Because it's really,
Yeah.
because we are a family
Yeah.
in a way. And you're together so much.
Yeah. I was going to say joy, but but I like loving.
Yes.
No. So
Yeah.
Favorite self-care activity.
Having my husband cook for me.
It does. It does.
Say vacation.
Okay. Podcast or music while cleaning.
Ooh. I actually like music.
I do too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
a big music person.
Yep.
Okay. I always like to end every episode similar in this kind of in the same way. So imagine there are thousands of early childhood educators listening right now. Teachers, directors, owners, coaches, family providers. What's one message that you hope they take from today's conversation?
To advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
That you are your own boss
Yeah.
and business owner, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
own it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say it's similar. We are more than just. We do way more than just watch kids.
Yeah.
We are actual
Business owners.
professionals.
Yeah.
Business owners. This isn't
Yeah.
just. You don't just
Yeah.
watch kids. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, what a wonderful conversation, everybody who's listening. I hope today's episode reminded you about leadership. It doesn't depend on the size of your building. It depends on the size of your heart and your commitment and your willingness to serve children and families every single day. So whether you're caring for 6 kids in your home or leading a large center with dozens of classrooms, we are all working towards the same goal, giving children a very best start in life. To the Daycare Sisters, thank you for using your voices and shining a light on every family childcare out there and reminding us that every educator deserves to be heard. And to everyone listening, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with another early childhood leader. Until next time, have a great day.